Okay guys, let's get right into it. So I just built up this quadcopter and I never thought I was going to be able to do something like this. I had no prior soldering or drone experience, and just by watching some YouTube videos, I was able to put this together, fully functional FPV drone. This one was built, was a video by Hoarder Sam. Awesome video, would check him out. I want to make a review on his specific build, as well as some of the problems I came across, so maybe I can help some of you guys out there building your first drone. I also want to do a review on how I like this drone, as well as if you're getting into the hobby, what things you need, and how much everything costs, not just the drone, because all these videos talk about a $100 drone, $150 drone, etc. I want to go over how much everything together costs, and this is all budget stuff, but it's stuff that's going to last, quality stuff that works pretty well. Issues that I had while building this quadcopter. The first thing was putting together the frame. There are virtually no instructions, and the video doesn't really show you either. However, he does say to go look at the AliExpress listing, and I'm going to show it right here. If you look at those pictures, it really helps putting the frame together. And you got to click at the bottom, view more, to see all of them. The second issue I came across was I was using the wrong cord to connect to Betaflight with a flight controller. It just wouldn't connect. And to make things worse, Mac doesn't ding when something connects, so you can't really tell if it's the cord or not. So I tried a million different things. I eventually found a cord that does transfer data, and it connected right up. Easy peasy. So I had just finished soldering up all my components, and I was super excited to try the quadcopter. I turned it on, looked in the goggles, and got a gray screen. And it's not showing it, but there are also V's going across the screen. I'm going to show you how to fix that. If you have V's all over your screen, it simply means that you have not uploaded a font yet. Go to the OSD tab on the left. Then on the bottom right, you will go to Font Manager. You're going to pick out which font you want and simply click Upload Font, and that'll fix the problem. You'll just have to wait for it to finish loading here, and then you'll be good. To fix the gray screen, you may have just wired something up wrong, like I did. I didn't realize you have to do a solder bridge. It didn't really say anything in the video, but if you look at the AliExpress listing and you look at the wiring diagram, you see that little pad to the 9-volt pad needs to be put together to get power to your red cord. I simply just had to make that solder bridge, and I was able to see from the camera again. My quick tip is to invest in a cheap multimeter to test your pads. You can see here that the 9-volt pad is actually getting 9 volts. The 5-volt pad gets 5 volts. The battery pad is getting the battery voltage. The big question is, should you get this drone? I'll share my thoughts as a complete beginner and how satisfied I am. Let's talk about it. Let's start with, how hard was the drone for me to build? It was definitely a learning curve being a complete beginner. The soldering was pretty difficult, but getting all the parts were really easy due to Hoarder Sam's video. He put a really good video together. If I had any other questions, a couple of YouTube searches were enough to get me by. I think if you really want to build this quadcopter bad enough, you're going to make it happen. Okay, so for the price, it ended up costing me $170 because I decided to upgrade a couple things. And I'm totally satisfied with $170. I couldn't find any bind and fly quadcopters, and even if I could find some bind and fly quadcopters with similar parts, it was just so satisfying for me to build that it was definitely worth it for the price. How does it fly? I'm not going to comment on this since I'm a beginner and I don't have anything to compare it to, but I was able to fly it around all right. One thing that allowed me to fly it around like this without totally losing control was some hours in a simulator. So I definitely recommend getting a simulator and practicing on that before actually going out and flying. Durability. So I will admit that I crashed this quadcopter pretty good. I did something really stupid. I was on the bottom of one side of a hill and I thought I'd be able to loop around it. Immediately as I went around the corner, Totally lost connection. The quadcopter fell probably 50 feet out of the sky, straight into the side of the hill, and was totally fine. So yes, the short answer is I do think a majority of people who want to go ahead and buy these things and put it together are going to love it. Now I'm going to show you everything I needed to buy to put this quadcopter together and fly it and how much it costed. It cost me $170 for the quadcopter, $100 for the Eachine 800D goggles. The Radiomaster Pocket was $60. Pinecil soldering iron, $40. Gonna need some solder. That was $20 for that spool. Some good stuff. Don't want to cheap out on the solder. That charger was $30. The battery was about $30. The smoke stopper was $5, and the hardware was $5. That is $460 US to get you flying in the air. And in my opinion, that's not bad at all. I think it's definitely worth the FPV experience. If you're on the fence about it, just do it. You'll love it. It is so much fun. Don't doubt yourself. If I could do it, you could do it. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a good one.